Hi guys, so welcome back to a new video. In today's video, I will explain everything you should do before the release of patch 11.1. So we're not sure exactly when patch 11.1 will be released, but my theory is that it will probably happen around the end of the Turbulent Timeways event. So around the end of February, beginning of March. Again, it hasn't been confirmed yet, but I think it would make sense for them to release this new patch around that moment. But in the meantime, there are a few things that you can do and hopefully that you will find useful with the preparations for this new patch. The first important thing that you should do is complete the main quest line, the main storyline of the Siren Owl, so everything linked to patch 11.0.7. This is something that will be needed in order for you to be able to start the quest line that will lead you to the new Undermine zone in patch 11.1, or at least that's the case right now in the PTR. And so you just want to make sure to complete the main quest line. You don't need to do everything else on the Siren Owl, but just make sure to complete the whole quest line around the main ring. And normally right now you can complete the entire quest line already. It has been unlocked during this week. And hopefully like that, you will be able, when patch 11.1 will be released, to be able to start the quest line and go to Undermine right away. And here, just as a quick reminder, in order to start this quest line, you want to go in Dornogal, and here you want to come inside of the Foundation Hall, and normally you will have the quest, the expedition awaits that will be available, and like that you will be able to start the quest line, and normally it's pretty easy to then follow up and see what you need to do next in order to complete the entire storyline of the Siren Owl. Also, another advantage of completing the entire storyline of the Siren Owl is the fact that you will be able to upgrade the eye level of your circlet to the maximum eye level, and this item will be really powerful at the start of patch 11.1, and it will definitely make a big difference. So you definitely want to try as much as possible to have the highest eye level possible for this ring. And normally by completing the main storyline, you should be able to get it. As you can see myself, I still need to do it, but trust me, this is something that will be very helpful at the start of patch 11.1. The second thing I would recommend you to do is to simply try to gear up a little bit, at least your main character or maybe your main alts, because with this new patch, you will need a lot of high level in order to start doing all the new dungeons in Mythic and Mythic Plus difficulty, and also in order to take part in the new raid and all these new things. And so you want to have already a pretty good high level to be able to simply start doing all of that right away. And of course, also we will have to do a lot of new quests in the new zone and do a lot of new things that will require you to kill a lot of mobs. And so the higher your eye level is, the easier it will be for you to navigate through all these new things and to be invited to groups for this new content. And here my third point is kind of linked to that. Basically, this is something that hasn't been 100% confirmed yet by Blizzard, so please maybe just wait for them to confirm before you act on it. But based on what's available in the PTR, a few of the different currencies that we have right now in the War Within will be reset with patch 11.1 and the start of season 2. And so you want to make sure to use these different currencies in order to, for instance, upgrade your gear, buy some new gear, and just in general make the best use of this currency. And here the different currencies that, based on what's available right now in the PTR, normally should be reset in patch 11.1 include all the different crests. So all the different quality of all these different crests will be reset. You also have the different battle stones. So this is what I meant by maybe you want to upgrade some of your gear and make sure to use all these different crests because they might reset with this new season. Then after that, you also have the coffer keys and the different undercoins. So here again, try to use them as much as you can and try to buy, different type of rewards or anything like that. Again, I really insist on the fact that it hasn't been fully confirmed and we don't know what they will be traded for. Usually it's gold, but again, here we don't know exactly what you will get in exchange in patch 11.1. So just something for you to keep in the back of your head. And if at some point Blizzard finally confirms that these different currencies will be reset in patch 11.1, you can then act on this tip. And of course, you also have the different PvP ones, such as the Conquest and the Bloody Tokens. So just make sure in general to use these different currencies and try to maybe get some good gear with them and also other type of rewards. And for the other currencies, such as the Resonance Crystals, the Cash, the Flameless Irons, and all that, these will remain the same. So these ones, you don't really need to act on them right now. You have time to wait. My fourth point is actually linked to the different currencies, and what I would encourage you to do is to simply farm a lot of the different resonance crystals, because you will need a lot of them in order to buy a lot of the new rewards in patch 11.1, especially a lot of the new mounts and new cosmetic items that will be linked to all the different renowns. And so if you want to be able to buy some of them when you will reach the renowns that will reward you with these different mounts and everything in the Undermine zone, then you want to have a lot of these different resonance crystals with you. And so right now, try maybe to farm some of them, because again, you will be able to use a lot of them in patch 11.1. So I would strongly recommend you to do that. And again, normally the resonance crystals won't be reset. So this is something at least that you can really just pile up and then use as you wish in patch 11.1. And here, if you want a few examples, so for instance, you have this one right here that will cost you 8,000. This one will cost you 6,000. Then after that, you have this one that will cost you 11,000. This other one, 11,000 as well. This other one, 11,000. This other one, 11,000. So as you can see, basically a lot of these different mounts will require you tons of these different resonance crystals. And so again, I think this is great that we have enough time for you to farm enough to then be able to buy all these different rewards, even though again, it's going to take a little while before you are able to actually unlock all these different rewards. But still, it's always something you can prepare ahead of time. Now, if you are into gold making and you want to make some gold early on in patch 11.1, we know that you will be able to craft a bunch of new items and especially some very interesting new materials. And if you want to make some gold early on with all these different items, I would strongly recommend you to pick up the different professions that will be required to craft all these new items and to level them up as much as you can in order to be competitive when patch 11.1 will be released. A few good examples include, for instance, the new armor kit from Leatherworking. So here you will be able to probably make quite a lot of gold early on with this new armor kit. Same with the different contracts for the new cartels renown. And you also have the Ventus rune for the new raid. And after that, you have a few other ones that could be interesting. For instance, from engineering, you have this one right here. And then you also have a bunch of new enchants and also this new cooking buff. So these are some of the main profession recipes that you should target if you want to make some gold. So far, there are no new materials that you can gather. So gathering professions should remain pretty similar. But maybe that's something that will change in patch 11.1 when it will be released. But right now, if you want to focus on that, you can really target these different professions in order to be able to craft and make some gold with these different items early on in this new patch. One thing you can start working towards before the release of patch 11.1 is unlocking all the different achievements that will be needed in order to unlock this new Warband selection screen right here. Basically, in patch 11.1, you will be able to get all these new selection screens right here. And two of them will come from different achievements. And this one comes from achievements that are already available in the game. So as you can see, you will need to do this meta achievement, all that CAS, in order to receive it. And this meta achievement is linked to the following achievements. So first, the Kazalgar Fight Meister, then the Lore Master of Kazalgar, then the Kazalgar Diplomat, the Kazalgar Glyph Hunter, the Kazalgar Lore Hunter, and the Allied Races Earthen. So basically all of these are already available. You can already achieve all of them. And like that, when patch 11.1 will be released, you will automatically release and be able to use this new campsite right here. Another thing that again you can do in preparation for patch 11.1 and if you're interested in making some gold is simply invest in some of the different materials and items that will be needed in this new patch. So here again, I would really strongly only recommend you to do that if you have enough gold and also if you have a good understanding of the market and of everything that will happen in patch 11.1. I'm not really going to suggest which items you should invest in because right now I haven't really done a lot of research on that. But right now is a good time to start considering making some of these different investments that can reward you with a lot of gold when patch 11.1 will be there. But again, as always, when you flip items in the game, you also take the risk of losing a lot of gold. And so that's why I'm really putting that with a big warning sign. If you decide to do it and you lose some gold, don't be too mad. My last advice is to maybe consider creating a bunch of alts right now because there is the Turbulent Time Waves event that is up, so it's very easy to level up some of these different alts super fast. And especially something that might be fun for you to consider is to level up a Goblin and to use it for this new patch, Undermine, because everything is going to be themed around Goblins. There are even a few items that will be specific to Goblins. And so if you really want to live the full fantasy, maybe right now is the right time for you to finally have a new Goblin character and to have it as one of your main characters or at least as one of your alts in this new patch. It's just something for you to consider if again you really want to have the full experience of the new Undermine zone. Now, next to everything you should do to prepare for patch 11.1, I also just want to remind you of all the different items that will be gone when patch 11.1 and season 2 will be released and that you might want to get before that. So the first thing that I want to mention is, of course, the Keystone Master Achievement Mount that is linked to Mythic Plus and that will be gone when patch 11.1 will be released, and it will be gone forever. So basically you won't be able to get it anymore. So here really this is something you can do pretty easily. If you're bad as well, like myself, you can always buy a boost if you really want the mount. And so you have really until the release of patch 11.1 to get it. So you still have a little bit of time, but try to get it as soon as possible if you are interested. Then next to that, of course, you have the Gladiator mount, which is this one right here. So this one, I mean, it's going to be a little bit difficult for you probably to get it before that, but who knows? And anyway, it's not really the best Gladiator mount that we got in game. And you also have, obviously, all the different edit sets and all these other things that are linked to PvP. So if you want some of them, I would recommend you to try and get them as soon as possible because again, after that, sadly, they will be gone forever. So just a few reminders for you to try and get some of these items before it's too late. Then you also have the different rewards that will be linked to the delves, and especially here you have the different ones that are linked to Zegvir. So you have, for instance, the Delver's Dirigible Schematic Void. So here you need to do Let Me Solo Him in order to get it. Then with the Nemesis achievements, you will be able to get the Zegvir Spine, which is this transmog item right here. And you also have Hunting the Hunter. And here, as you can see, you will be able to get this title right here, Ascension Breaker. And you have a few other ones that are linked to the different delves. And so again, if you want these different rewards, you need to do them before the end of season 1. And the last thing that I want to mention is the Timely Busby mount, which is currently something you can get through the Turbulent Time Waves event. And especially this week, I believe, is the last week when you can start doing everything you need in order to get the mount, because you need to complete or achieve the mastery of time waves 5 weeks during the Turbulent Time Waves event. And right now there are only 5 weeks remaining. So you need to start this week in order for you to get the mount. I made a guide on that. If you are interested, you can go watch it to understand exactly what you need to do in order to get this mount. Normally this mount is supposed to be gone from the game after the end of the event, but most likely it will be back maybe in 1 year or 2 years from now when the next Turbulence event will be up, and it will probably be added to the different time walking vendors like it was the case for the previous one. But again, right now is a good time for you to try and get it while it's still available, and as we don't know exactly what will happen in the future for this mount, try to get it while you can. So that's pretty much it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed. I will be back very soon with more guides and more videos, and in the meantime, I wish you all a great day. Bye!